Hello, my lovely class. Welcome to StudyWave Academy, where education is without limits. Now, let's continue analyzing and understanding what phonics are, knowing the different areas of phonics. So, right now, we've from looking at what phonemes are, we even went ahead to look at what graphemes are, and right now we are looking at a very important space in the phonics, or understanding what phonics are, and that is letter sound correspondence. So we've looked at various examples of a letter and how to sound it. We've looked at A, we've looked at B, we've even looked at C and D. So let's continue giving other examples of letters and their corresponding sound. We give a letter and its corresponding sound. So we have letter E. It's just one letter, right? But there are various ways to sound it, various ways to bring this letter out. So in sounds like bed, in words like bed, let, the pronunciation is E, okay? But the letter is E. In words like B, C, the sound is E. B, C, the sound is E, okay? But the letter is also E. In words like the C, B, the pronunciation is just E. But in words like bed, let, we have a different pronunciation for E, and that is E, okay? So the letter is E, but the pronunciation varies. Look at another example of is F. F is just consistent, so maybe fish, fun, it's just F. The sound is F. It's not like E that has a lot or A that has a lot of pronunciation. F is consistent, so letter F sound F. Letter F sound F. Letter G sound G. So G can represent different sounds. For example, we have the word goat and give. Here the sound is G. Goat and give, the sound is G. But in words like giant, gin, the sound is G. So we have sound G, sound G. Letter G, sound G, sound G. You get the difference? You can even sing it along with me. Letter G, sound G, sound G. Letter G, sound G, sound G. Okay? So what does this tell us? It tells us that there are letters that have just one sound pattern or one way to pronounce it, but there are other letters that have various ways to pronounce it. So this is the difference. There are letters that you pronounce differently, but there are letters that have just one way of pronouncing it. Let's continue looking at other examples. By the end of this teaching, by the end of this class, we'd have looked at a lot of letters and how to pronounce it. We have letter H sound H. For example, hat, house. Letter H sound H. That is easy. We have the letter is I. Letter I, and this one we can say it in various way. So for example, in the word beat, sit, the sound is E. Words like bike, like, the sound is I, okay? So we have letter I sound E, letter I sound I, letter I sound E, sound I, okay? Very easy to pronounce and very easy to tell the sound and tell the letters by giving examples. So for example, you find like, bike share the same pronunciation of I, but words like beat, sit, they share the same pronunciation of I. Therefore, we find two different ways of pronouncing the same word, or two different ways of pronouncing the same letter. So it's just one letter, letter I, but the sounds are different. So what does this tell us about graphemes and phonemes? Graphemes are the same. Graphemes are just letters, but phonemes are just sounds, and we have various ways of pronouncing these sounds. We have letter J sound J for jam, jug, jump. This is just one. Letter J sound J. Repeat with me. Letter J sound J. Letter J sound J. Very easy to do. Again, I want us to look at very many examples, because through this we'll be able to understand what phonics really are. We have letter K sound K for key, kite. Letter K sound K. Letter K sound K. You can repeat it with me. Letter K sound K. We have another letter here. Sorry for that. We have another letter here. Letter L sound L. Letter L sound L. For words like lion, table, we found the sound L. We have other examples. Letter M sound M. Letter M sound M. Letter N sound N. Letter N sound N. Letter O sound O. And O also varies. We have different ways of pronouncing O. For example, in the word moon here, our O is pronounced as U. But in the words like stop, our O is pronounced as O. Okay? So that is one way to understand phonics. Okay, class? Very, very easy. Now, I want us to go back and look at these examples and say it along with me. So you repeat after me. So letter A sound A. Letter A sound A. Letter A sound A. Letter A sound A. Letter A sound O. Letter A sound O. Let's move on to another one. Letter B sound B. Letter B sound B. Letter B sound B. Another example we looked at is letter C sound K. Letter C sound K. Letter C sound C. Letter C sound C. Letter D sound D. Letter D sound D. Letter D sound D. We looked at further more examples. Letter E sound A. Letter E sound A. Letter E sound A. Letter E sound E. Letter E sound E. Letter F sound F. Letter F sound. Letter F sound F. Letter F sound F. So you just repeat it after me and let's continue looking and pronouncing these examples. Letter G sound G. Letter G sound G. Letter G sound G. Okay? We have letter G sound G. Letter G sound G. Letter G sound G. Letter G sound G. Other further examples we look at is letter H sound H. Letter H sound H. Letter H sound H. Letter I sound E. Letter I sound E. Letter I sound E. Letter I sound I. Letter I sound I. Next one is letter J sound J. Letter J sound J. Letter J sound J. Then lastly, let's look at sound. These sounds here. Letter K sound K. Letter K sound K. Letter K sound K. Letter L sound E. Letter L sound L. Letter L sound L. Letter L sound L. We have letter M sound M. Letter M sound M. Letter N sound N. Letter N sound N. Letter O sound O. Letter O sound O. Now, one thing you have to understand with O is that we pronounce it differently. We have hot, pot for the sound O. Go, no for the sound O. So hot, pot, go, no. You notice that one of them we pull. We'll just say pot, hot, okay? But this one will be go, no. It has like a U at the end, go, no. But the other one is just plain O, okay? So class, you notice that it's very, very important to talk about these letters and talk about how they are pronounced. And once you know how they are pronounced, then you're a good reader. So a good reader is a person who is well conversant with sounds and pronunciation, and that they can read it well, and not only read, they can also write. So you become a good reader, a good writer, and also good at communication and speaking out words. Now, another major important thing that you look at and that we look at under phonics is understanding blending. Now, blending children learn to blend some individual sounds together to form a word. Now, blending is just bringing the sounds that we're talking about, the sounds like k, t, all these sounds. Blending is just bringing these sounds together to form a word. For example, cat. We have the sound k, sound a, sound t, sound k, sound a, sound t. When you bring all these words together, in a good English word, we say blending. When we blend all these words together, we come up with the word cat. So in our small dictionary, I want us to add this vocabulary, blending, where blending is just bringing individual sounds together for you to be able to form words, okay? So blending is a very, very important part of phonics, understanding what phonics are. It's a skill that involves individual sounds and combining these sounds. And I talked about sounds. What is the other name of sounds? Phonemes, okay? So for now in our class, we're going to be good English speakers, whereby instead of saying sounds, we say phonemes, okay? So the process of, or the skill of combining these sounds together is what we call blending. The skill of combining phonemes together is what we call blending. So it's the process of smoothly and progressively merging the sounds together to produce a word. So this is a very, very important part and important for reading, because it allows you to understand writing your words, okay? So blending is just putting words together, not even words, sorry. Blending is just putting together sounds to form words, okay? Very, very easy. Just like the other ways, we're going to be looking at examples of blending. We're going to look at the examples of blending and understanding these examples together. What are some of the examples of blending? We have, now we're going to talk about these individual sounds and say them and come up with a word. K, a, t, k, a, t. The sounds are here. K, a, t. When you blend all this together, what do you get? Cat. Now that is what blending entails. That is what blending means. You just bring words together, okay? And after you bring these words together, what happens? You blend them, you put them together. And after blending them, you come up with one word. And that is what blending entails. Do not forget that. So, k, a, t. And we come up with the word cat. S, a, n. S, a, n. Together we come up with the word sun. So I'll be saying the word, class. So I'll be saying the word and you, or I'll be saying the word and you try come up with, I'll be saying the word and you try come up with the sounds. So for example, the word cat. One of you can come up with a sound or try come up with the sounds for this word. So cat, you break it down, you get k, a, t. Another sound like, another word like sun. You break it down and come up with n. So this is blending. It's very, very easy to understand all this that we're doing today. Very, very simple, very easy to do. Let's look at another example here. B, a, g. So class, what we're going to do is, when I point at a word, we're going to read it together. So you read it with me, and then now we finally come up with this main word or the final word. So for example, we are talking about k, a, t. So you will read all this with me, then we'll come back, we'll come up with the final word, k, a, t. Together, when you put this together, we form cat. S, a, n. S, a, n. When you put all this together, we come up with the word sun. So let's move and look at this. B, a, g. B, a, g. When you put this together, we come up with the word bag. T, o, p. T, o, p. When you put this together, we come up with the word top. F, l, a, g. F, l, a, g. When you put that together, we come up with the word flag. So this is how we read, students, and clap for yourself for reaching this far and doing all this with me, because I think we're understanding and we're doing a good job. So if you want to know how to read, break the words like we're doing. If you don't know how to read such words, you just come here, break the words like t, o, p, and you come up with a word. So that is how you know how to read.